Hi everyone, my name's Anne Marie. Welcome to card making tutorial 633 using our gorgeous Anna Griffin supplies. Today's card is very spring-like with lots of pastels and lots of mixed pastels. I think you're going to like this one because it's a little bit different and it would suit birthdays, weddings, anniversaries, so many different occasions. Now, I'd like to run through the items that we're going to use, the dies that we're going to use, and then everything I do use will be listed on my blog. So if I get to tell you a particular cardstock or card, blank, etc., it'll be all on the blog, plus lots of more photos as well. So the first die that we're going to use is an old one because you've requested, and I like this because it's very difficult for me to get the very latest Anna Griffin products, but you've actually, so many of you requested that I start using older products again because, you know, mixing and matching our products, they all work together and it can give you ideas as well for the newer products. So we're using the Flourish Emblem Ornate die, and this is one of my favourite dies. It is from the older collections from Anna, and yet it hasn't gone out of style. We're also going to use the lace edge cut and embossed dies. We're going to use the smaller central panel, both the ornate and the shadow die, and we're going to use the large oval, both the ornate and the shadow layer. So we're going to use 4 dies there. We've got quite a few layers for this card. It is going to be, as they say, a Bobby Dazzler. So the base layer for the card that I'm using is the 7x5 inch Pretty Pattern card blanks from Anna Griffin. And I've picked a green one, and I've picked green on purpose because I'm still getting emails about people that have got lots of green things left. And I think this would be a good one because it's going to tone in and it's going to work with lots of other different colours. So, and I know so many of you say that you're not green fans, and yet it was my mum's favourite colour was green. So I'm thinking for the people that are saying green isn't their favourite, tone it in with different colours and different patterns. Use it, don't let it just sit there, because you might not like it but somebody else will, whoever you're giving the card to. So don't be scared to use it. If maybe it's a different colour that you're not keen on, use them because the recipient will love it. It's just one of those things. We can't all like the same things, but, you know, let's just remember the person we're giving it to. Now, on the back of this card, there's a handmade buy that Anna's already put in place for us in the packs of card blanks. I've added my name and the tutorial number just because I add the tutorial numbers because I end up with lots of cards. Actually, this will cover another question I'm asked, because I'm asked what do I do with the cards, and a lot of them go to charity. There's a lot of charities close to my heart, and I tend to give them, I envelope them up and I tend to give them to a lady and she sells them to raise money for the charities. And so anyway, the numbers on there of my tutorial, just to keep me in check. I'm going to use my bone folder from the Anna Griffin tool collection. Even though it's a pre-packed from Anna card, we still want that score nice and sharp. Now for the inside of this card, I think this is quite a fancy inside and we're going to create it from scratch. And the first thing I've done, I've used the die from the the lace edge cut and embossed dies, the shadow layer. I've laid the die down onto my cardstock and then using lilac and yellow ink, and please forgive me, I can't remember the names of the ink. I've just blended some ink around the edge to give it a little bit of a colour. Now I know you're looking at it thinking, oh, that looks a bit messy to me. It won't do when we put it all together. So don't worry about your mess around the edge or anything. Just think about a little bit of blending towards the inside of the actual shape. I've then, because waste not, want not, for the 2 layers that we're going to use for the front of the card, the shadow layer and the ornate layer, this is my waist. And I've cut it down, and believe it or not, it wasn't kind of an accident, but it kind of was. I just thought, oh, that's too good to throw away. And I layered them together, and I got the layer, just the outline, as it were, of both of the shapes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach these 2 together before I put them into the card, because I want to make sure I line it up perfectly. And I'm going to show you a little trick with your double-sided tape, because I always forget to show this, and maybe I go too fast. I've pulled the tape just out of the edge to make little tails. I'm going to position my cardstock where I want it, and then when I feel it's in the right place, I'm going to take one of the tails and pull, and then that will be attached. I'm going to go to the other side and make sure I'm in the right position, and then pull the tail away, and then I'm going to do exactly the same at either side. Once I know I'm in position, I can pull the tail of the adhesive tape away. Then I can add the 2 layers over the top of our stenciled cardstock, and make sure I get that in the right place as well. So we can do exactly the same again. Make the little tails at either side and the top, and it's just kind of to help you get your positioning. Move the card out of the way. So this is where we've stenciled with our ink using the die. I've pulled the little wings of the tape away, and I want to position it so that I get the colour and it covers the edge of where we've stenciled from the die. So we can go roughly about there, because I thought I might have to trim the cardstock before it goes in. So I think that's about right. There we go. And pull that out and flatten it down. And I'm just going to trim the edge away, and then I can add this to the inside of my card. And we've got the double-sided tape on the back, so you can see I don't waste anything really, because I know when we've done projects before and I use the front of a card and then layer it up and cut it out, the back of it I use for the ivory cardstock sometimes. So we'll pop that inside the middle of our card like that, press it down so we've got a nice space to write. I'm also going to add from the, and I'm going to say this very wrongly with my Yorkshire accent, the Boiserie card stickers. That was quite good actually, I won't repeat it in case that was very good. And I've taken there's 2 little stickers here. And I'm going to cut into the card, and I'm going to cut down the centre, and then the second one again down the centre, and I'm going to peel the stickers away and I'm going to add these to the corners of my card like this to create my own corners. And we'll just do the top one. There we go, because this card is really pastel-y colour and I want the inside to be as pastel-y as the outside. There we go, there's the fourth corner. So put those to one side, and then I'm going to use the sentiment from the, well, it's from the die card set. It was the Handsome Card Toppers. And the outside sentiment's going to say, sending you a hug. So I'm thinking the inside is going to say, wishing you well. So I'm going to just add that, I think at the top there. No, we'll go for centre. Middle for diddle. There we go. Press that down. And that's the inside of our card done. There's enough room to write on, you to and you from. If you're going to write a full story, do it on a separate piece of paper. Now that will match perfectly to the outside. I'm going to use my bone folder to make sure I've got a nice sharp crease still on that edge. And our first layer is from the ornate die that we looked at first. And it is called the Flourish Emblem ornate die. I've got double-sided tape through the centre of it only. And then the edges, I want them to be a little bit loose. So it's just in the centre. The centre's going to be covered. I've used the Anna Griffin metallic cardstock, and this is kind of like an ivory peach colour. So this is the first layer, and I'm going to try and get it through the centre of the card, like that. Press it down. Our next layer is from the lace edge cut and embossed die. So this is the shadow layer, and I've used the lilac metallic cardstock, 3D foam on the back, and I'm simply going to position that over the top of our previous layer and press that down. So that will help hold the previous layer in place anyway. Our next layer is the ornate layer of the large oval from the lace edge cut and embossed dies. And again, I've used the metallic cardstock, and I've used an aqua blue colour, 3D foam on the back, and I'm simply positioning this over our lilac layer. There we go. Press that down. Our next layer is, if you remember from the inside, one of the layers was the metallic pink cardstock. This is the smaller of the lace edge dies, and it's the shadow layer. Flat tape on the back, and I'm simply going to position it through the centre of the previous layer, like so, and press down. Our next layer is a lemon metallic cardstock, kind of on the edge of being gold, so you could use gold. It depends what you've got in your stash. 3D foam on the back, and this is the ornate layer from the smaller lace edge dies. I'm going to pop that over the previous pink layer. Next, I have to say the word again, the Boiserie card stickers. I think I got that right. Now, instead of using them as stickers, I've peeled the back away and I've added 3D foam on the back. And I'm simply going to position one to the kind of towards the top of our lace edge layer, and a second one, again with 3D foam, towards the bottom, and nice and symmetrical. I do like symmetrical cards. Press that down. I've taken a sticker from the Feather Sentiment and Embellishment sticker set, I can peel the back of it away and position this over the top of the two Boiserie card stickers and press that down, and then I'm going to finish the card with a little bow, and I'm going to just position it kind of over the sentiment and kind of not, just at the bottom of it. And that is our card finished. So you can see all those beautiful pastel layers. It goes together so well with the layers, and I think this card is one of those that you could hunt through the scraps of metallic cardstock, and whatever you put together, it would work. I think the layers and the embossing and the die cutting from the die set just makes everything work. The inside matches perfectly because we've got the shape and the colour, and it's just a beautiful card. It'll go in a normal envelope and it works. It works so well. It's a little bit different, and even though it's pastels, you could actually send that to a gentleman. Change your sentiment. Oh, well, maybe that, you know, that's what you want to send. But there's so many different sentiments out there for all the different occasions. So it would work for male or female. It's very spring-like, very early summer, I think, in colours. Even though I don't tend to think of colours through the season, apart from Christmas. So, but it's a beautiful card. So please check my blog for many more projects and the photos of inside and outside of the card to give you a nice reminder. And let me know what you think. And I do like hearing from you. I've had a problem with the comments on YouTube yet again. So I'm sorry there's been no replies, and I know you're all thinking that I'm really rude, and I'm not. I just can't reply. There's a problem with my account. I had this a few years ago. So you'll have to contact me on Facebook, I'm afraid. So let me know and just give me the thumbs up, share with your crafty friends. And I would just like to say thank you so much for watching and putting up with me. And I shall see you next time.